like in ours.
All right, so
Hey guys,
we just saw the Highest of Stakes documentary,
it was awesome.
and now we're trying to find our car. Oh, and they gave us complimentary framed posters. That's freaking awesome, right?
I would highly suggest seeing it, you guys.
So, shall we start out with positives or criticism?
Well, hold on. I'm gonna turn the air conditioner on because it's fucking hot.
You're not cut out for these Texas temperatures.
That I am not. It was definitely different than Wisconsin.
All right, so we're in Austin, Texas. Maddie Allen's conference is going on right now. That's the pulseconference.com, PLS conference. We're about to go to the after party, which is over at like an adult arcade, basically, that's across the parking lot. But I wanted us to review the movie real fast and maybe like a maximum of 10 or 12 minutes. I thought I thought it was a little bit smoky on the screen. I was just telling them that, like, they could have, I don't know, enriched the color a bit more. And whenever they started the movie, you're kind of like wondering, like, okay, what are you gonna start with? It was kind of just like hopping all over in like some grass in this savannah.
Yeah, it was hard to tell what was coming next. You know, like where do you even start? But it started off a little slow. You know, got a little slow, and then you hear the hype of, oh, well, you know, I'm gonna buy X amount of hex, or I'm gonna, you know, get involved with Richard's product, and I still, the beginning was a little slow, but it picked up pretty good towards the middle.
It follows RG3.
Yep.
And his story about the whole like 401k into a 104k for all these guys who have been like grunts their entire lives and destroyed their bodies in their careers, and now, you know, they need retirement funds. It introduces RG3's wife.
Yep.
So we got to see a bit of her and their household, and his lifestyle.
And he lives a pretty normal lifestyle.
Yeah.
It would appear. He looks like he lives in a relatively normal house, and, you know.
So, okay, so this is basically like spoiler alert across the board, right? So you know that guy that told his wife that, like, I put it all in. You put in what? I put all our house money in. So we actually got to have like an understanding. It was like the ball drops, and they post on the screen at what price he got in and how much. And so he bought first at 41 cents. He bought the top.
Yep. 41 cents,
right close
100K.
to
I
it.
think it was like 242,000 hex is what he came out with. That's what he got.
And then it seemed like, well, they followed up and they said, okay, now that 41K or that 100K is only worth 60K. And then I think his stake became due, and he unstaked it, and it was only half of that by that time.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed. It was in time for him to sacrifice it, right? To Pulse Chain. And then he's telling his wife, he goes, well, now the money's not lost, it's put into the new coins.
Yeah, so I don't know, I have a loss of words for that one, but yeah, he's all in. I mean, there's no other way to put it other than, well, it's in Pulse now. So, and I do think that they are they're going to hold it to the point where it will be very, very beneficial for them. You know, I doubt that they're going to sell it at a loss.
But the wife is still the wife character.
Yep. Yeah,
throughout the whole thing.
Yeah,
she still says things are going to go to zero.
Yeah, it's not her opinion hasn't changed. It doesn't appear.
You're taking real money and you're buying this fake internet money that I can't even go to Walmart to purchase anything with?
Yeah, her opinion stayed the same, and I understand her opinion of that.
But RG3 thinks that he's going to be a billionaire in 5 years. Within 5 years.
That was another one that was
But she thinks it's going to go to
amusing.
zero.
Yeah, so I think it.
And then there
I
were-
definitely think it was. It showed a light on her perspective that we didn't get to see. Everybody kind of was.
Everybody
thinking
prospered, and we didn't. All we've seen is down.
Yeah, and that's an unfortunate feeling that a lot of people have, but.
And the movie leaves them there.
Yeah, it does. So that's a good.
So
good
it causes
rate for-
investigation,
That's a good rate for a second one, though.
right?
That you can always bring. Hey, we invested $100,000 at 41 cents, and now X is at, whatever, X amount of dollars more.
Right.
So like it always opens the door for a second entry.
And Richard the whole time is saying, "I'm just waiting for the world to catch up. I'm just waiting for the
Yeah.
world to catch up to my brilliant thoughts."
Yeah, Richard is definitely Richard in that video.
What? Hey, he says his IQ twice. What's his?
Was it 141?
I think it was 144 or 5.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
over
or something.
140. Yeah, genius status either way. But the most successful entrepreneur, $1 million watches, millions of dollars in vehicles, and Richard, as most of us have seen him in the very recent past, like the last year of the outrage marketing. I still wasn't a fan of the Versace tank top that's like Hawaiian colors and obnoxiously grotesque like jewelry and all of that stuff. But if that's what sells,
It made me want to buy some things. It made me want to spend some money.
yeah. I don't know.
I don't care where the markets are right now. I want to spend some money.
I don't know if I could look like that though. He definitely takes part in.
one item. I just want a new car or something.
Oh, well, I mean, dude, go buy a new car. Go buy a new truck.
I totally need to. He's seen my truck. It looks like shit.
It still runs though. It still drives.
We talked about how I roll my window down by pulling it.
Yeah, you'll have to get a plunger so you can just roll it down and it'll stop it right there for you.
I
so you don't
accidentally
lose it.
pushed it too
Yeah.
far one
Yeah.
time, and I had to take out my pliers and pull it back out.
Oh, be careful with that. I've seen that before.
Crack.
You'll break the window and it'll all be in your door, I guess.
Oh, right.
So you use like a plunger or something so you can stop it.
So, what do you think about the folks that were colleagues at the university, and they were investigating it, and that one lady was at Vegas times that I was there? What?
I really liked it.
Yeah.
I really liked their perspective on it because it's like
Yeah.
they weren't like against it,
Yeah.
but they weren't for it either. And
They were
it's-
just wondering, like, how does this thing work?
Yeah,
It
yeah.
obviously works.
what value does it provide, or what service does it render? It was. I thought that those two really added a lot to the movie in general. I don't remember the female's name, but yeah, she's a fraud investigator, and she
Yeah.
was talking about like red flags and stuff like that. And
So she's walking into the Hex conference, and she goes, "Well, this is a yellow flag.
yeah, because it was
Not exactly a red flag, not a green flag, but a yellow one."
It was interesting her perception of it because that was probably one of the only crypto conferences she's ever really been to.
Right.
So like all of these people are like very very green in regards to the whole crypto space.
And as you know from the trailer, or the multiple trailers, it's really awesome whenever the guy is in front of his class explaining the history of currency.
Yeah,
And then they have it go to Richard and them on one side of the table, Richard on the other side of the table, and Richard is eventually he schools them.
yeah. They were I really loved the 401k analogy. What the professor the male he explained. This doesn't provide any value, and it's only based upon more or less faith. And he said, well, that sounds like a 401k, except a 401k doesn't appreciate very fast.
And they hammer the point home on, like, you have control of your 401k now.
Mm-hmm.
If you were to choose this. And Victor, Hex Fan Network, he and his wife were here, And his wife said that she learned what happens to hex whenever you stake it.
Yep.
She didn't quite understand that it's burnt, it's locked in the contract, and then when you're done or you want to face penalties, you can pull it out.
Yeah. Another good point is,
And that's when it's liquid.
yeah,
Liquid.
is that she was saying is that the liquid holders are basically paying the stakers to hold. You know, that's what a stake is it's you're lending your tokens to the liquid bag. So
To
when
the
they,
current
yeah,
people
So-
that want to use
if they decide
the
to
current
sell
price
it,
even.
yeah, then they're only selling your bags that you will have staked, so that you can go ahead and provide the tokens for them.
And Richard also explained just a little bit of what the T-shares are.
Mm-hmm.
The whole system makes it to where the people who got in earlier were able to get a better deal on T-shares and maintain their value or their position, while newer people have to pay more for those same amount of T-shares.
Yeah, he went over the compounding interest of what T-shares are, and that's it was explained very well. You know, like you said, the people who get in later have to pay more hex per T-share. It's a chart that, no matter what, always goes up.
And if you get it right one time, you may never have to work again.
Yes.
So I think the last thing that's on my mind is how they went to Hawaii and they interviewed a guy who has a coin listing website.
Nomics.
And at the end of interviewing him and getting all sorts of material out of him, they asked 3 questions. Is Hex a scam? He said no. Is it?
Is Richard a scammer?
Okay.
Is Richard a fraud? I think is the term they use. And he said no. And then they asked, do you own, or no? I don't recall what they asked last.
I don't either.
It was, I remember, is Hex a cult?
Yeah.
And he's like, yes,
Yeah.
it's definitely a cult. That was the last question that they asked.
All right, we're quitting there. We're good.
Perfect.
I hope this wasn't too much information. I hope you're not pissed off at us, Highest of Stakes. We enjoyed the movie. Thank you very much. Thanks, Maddie, for the tickets, and we'll check you later.
Take it easy.